Thanks. Welcome to Pick 6.
Good morning. Welcome to week 2 of Pick 6. Week 1 is in the books, and it sure did live up to the hype. And Hayden, I have to admit that you destroyed me.
5-3.
So let's get right into the games from week 1. First game on the list was Oklahoma and Houston.
We both voted for Oklahoma.
We did, and we both struck out. But that was a really good game. I enjoyed it. So the next game on our list was Wisconsin and LSU. This is where the wheels fell off of my bus because I picked LSU. Hayden picked Wisconsin.
Because it was all because of that one interception that Wisconsin had.
Yeah. It changed the momentum of the game.
And then the big penalty by...
Oh, yeah. So that was a great game. I really enjoyed that. So next on the list was Texas A&M and UCLA. And I said last week that I was probably making a mistake picking UCLA. I could be making a mistake here because UCLA is always supposed to be good, but they're never really that good. And what happened, Hayden?
You made a huge mistake.
Made a mistake.
Texas A&M won in overtime. UCLA had the momentum to come back, losing by, I think they were losing by 13, 14 points. They came back, lost it in overtime.
It was a good game, though.
It was.
So, nice job picking Texas A&M. The next game was Georgia and North Carolina. Once again, I don't know what I'm doing, apparently. And so Hayden got another point for that game. Next was Alabama-USC. This game went exactly the way we thought it would. It was a complete blowout.
But I thought that USC would actually
show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't show up. It was an awful game, not interesting. The next game for our list, the late game on Saturday, Clemson and Auburn. We both picked Clemson. Seemed like a really obvious choice, but Auburn gave them a run for their money. It ended up being a lot closer than I expected it to be.
And I was rooting for Auburn in that game.
So the Sunday game, Texas and Notre Dame. Now we both picked Notre Dame to win this game, and we said that it seemed like an easy choice, but man,
Texas was pretty.
They looked really, really good.
And the last couple times that they've played Notre Dame, they've lost. For the last 4 or 5 years they've played them. And
they got beat pretty badly last year.
Yeah.
And they started to fall apart a little bit in the second half, but they got it together. They won the game in overtime. Great ball game. Very entertaining. The Monday night game, my only opportunity for redemption, I picked Florida State.
I picked
You picked Ole Miss. And I finally got one right. I finally picked a game right, but it didn't matter at that point because Hayden had already wrapped up the week. So we'll put a recap of our picks from week 1 up on the screen. Hayden, you won 5-3, so congratulations on your week 1 victory. And let's move into week 2. Now, before we get started, I want to say that week 1, the schedule was stacked. All the games were very entertaining. But week 2, not so much. It was really hard to pick 6 interesting games for this week, but let's give it a shot. All right, so our first game for week 2, Penn State versus Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Hayden, who do you have in this game?
Penn State.
Me too. I'm going to stick with the Big Ten. Second game on the list, South Carolina and Mississippi State.
Mississippi State.
I'm going to go with South Carolina. I don't think I trust Mississippi State because
the Division II.
Yeah, they lost to an FCS team last week. So I'm going to go with South Carolina. Okay, Hayden, what's our third game?
Arkansas and TCU. I'm going with TCU.
I am too.
I could be making a big mistake.
Well, I think they'll win because, I'm not sure if TCU's good, but I know Arkansas isn't. So that's enough for me to go with TCU. Fourth game, BYU versus Utah. And Hayden, who are you picking?
I'm going with BYU. I could be making a mistake because I thought it was Utah State and not Utah.
Well, I'm gonna go with Utah, and I'll be totally honest. I don't know anything about either of these teams, so this is a complete shot in the dark. Plus, it's a rivalry game. It could go either way. Okay, next, Virginia Tech and number 17, Tennessee. Now, before we pick, I want to say this about this game. I think it's completely stupid. I don't understand why they're playing a game at a racetrack. I think if you're going to the game, I think you're wasting your money because you're going to be so far away from the field, you're not going to be able to see anything.
There's going to be a gate in the way from the front row.
Yeah, it's stupid.
And then the racetrack.
Nevertheless, it's happening. So, Hayden, who are you picking?
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Yeah, I'm going to go with Virginia Tech, and for a couple reasons. First, because Tennessee struggled with Appalachian State last week. It took overtime for them to beat them. And second, and more importantly, Virginia Tech has a habit of winning the games they're supposed to lose and losing the games they're supposed to win. I think on paper, you would expect Tennessee to win this game. That's exactly why I'm going to pick Virginia Tech. All right, Hayden, what's our final game for this week?
Texas Tech and Arizona, and I'm Arizona State, and I'm going with them.
I'm going with Arizona State too. I don't know enough about either team, and Arizona State is playing at home, so that's what I'm going with. So that's it for our picks for week 2. Remember to subscribe so you won't miss any of our picks. And next week the schedule should be really good. There's lots of games next week.
Like the Ohio State-Oklahoma game.
So I'm really excited about next week, so make sure that you tune in next week. Anything else?
Well, I don't think so. Tune in next time on Pick 6.